SEBA Insert 2026 to 2027. Class 10. General Science. Chapter 1. Chemical Reactions and Equations. All exercise questions solved in one short video. 1. Which of the statements about the reaction below are incorrect? 2PbO, S, plus C, S, 2Pb, S, plus CO2, G. A. Lead is getting reduced. B. Carbon dioxide is getting oxidized. C. Carbon is getting oxidized. D. Lead oxide is getting reduced. 1. A and B. 2. A and C. 3. A, B, and C. 4. All. Answer: 1. A and B. 2. Fe2O3 plus 2Al Al2O3 plus 2 Fe. The above reaction is an example of A. Combination reaction. B. Double displacement reaction. C. Decomposition reaction. D. Displacement reaction. Answer: D. Displacement reaction. 3. What happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron fillings? Take the correct answer. A. Hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced. B. Chlorine gas and iron hydroxide are produced. C. No reaction takes place. D. Iron salt and water are produced. Answer: A. Hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced. 4. What is a balanced chemical equation? Why should chemical equations be balanced? Answer: The balanced chemical equation is an equation in which the number of atoms of each element is equal on both the reactant side and the product side. Chemical equations should be balanced because they obey the law of conservation of mass, according to which mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Therefore, the total number of atoms and the total mass remain the same on both sides of the equation. 5. Translate the following statements into chemical equations and then balance them. A. Hydrogen gas combines with nitrogen to form ammonia. Answer: hydrogen plus nitrogen ammonia. H2 plus N2NH3. Balance the equation: N2G plus 3H2G 2NH3G. B. Hydrogen sulfide gas burns in air to give water and sulfur dioxide. Answer: hydrogen sulfide plus oxygen water plus sulfur dioxide. H2S plus O2H2O plus SO2. Balance the equation: 2H2S, G, plus 3O2, G, 2H2O, L, plus 2SO2, G. C. Barium chloride reacts with aluminium sulfate to give aluminium chloride and a precipitate of barium sulfate. Answer: barium chloride plus aluminium sulfate, aluminium chloride plus barium sulfate. BaCl2 plus Al2, SO4, 3LCl3 plus BaSO4. Balance the equation: 3BaCl2, Aq, plus Al2, SO4, 3, Aq, 12 close 3, Aq, plus 3BaSO4, S. D. Potassium metal reacts with water to give potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Answer: potassium plus water, potassium hydroxide plus hydrogen. K plus H2O, OH plus H2. Balance the equation: 2K, S, plus 2H2O, L, 2KOH, Aq, plus H2, G. 6. Balance the following chemical equations. A. HNO3 plus Ca, OH, to Ca, NO3, 2 plus H2O. Answer: HNO3 plus Ca, OH, to Ca, NO3, 2 plus H2O. Balance the equation: 2HNO3 plus Ca, OH, to Ca, NO3, 2 plus 2H2O. B. NaOH plus H2 SO4 Na2 SO4 plus H2O. Answer: NaOH plus H2 SO4 Na2 SO4 plus H2O. Balance the equation: 2NaOH plus H2SO4 Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. C. MaCl plus AgNO3 AgCl plus NaNO3. Answer: NaCl plus AgNO3 AgCl plus NaNO3. Balanced equation: NaCl, Aq, plus Ag number 3, Aq, AgCl, S, plus NaNO3, Aq. D. BaCl2 plus H2SO4 BaSO4 plus HCl. Answer: BaCl2 plus H2SO4 BaSO4 plus HCl. Balance the equation BaCl2 Aq plus H2SO4 Aq BaSO4 S plus 2HCl Aq. 7. Write the balanced chemical equations for the following reactions. A. Calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate plus water. Answer: calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate plus water. CaOH 2 plus CO2 CaCO3 plus H2O. Balance the equation CaOH 2 Aq plus CO2 G CaCO3 S plus H2O L. B. Zinc plus silver nitrate, zinc nitrate plus silver. Answer: zinc plus silver nitrate, zinc nitrate plus silver. Zn plus AgNO3 Zn NO3 2 plus Ag. Balance the equation Zn S plus 2AgNO3 Aq Zn NO3 2 Aq plus 2Ag S. C. Aluminium plus copper chloride, aluminium chloride plus copper. Answer: aluminium plus copper chloride, aluminium chloride plus copper. Al plus CuCl 2Al Cl3 plus Cu. Balance the equation 2Al S plus 3 CuCl2 Aq 2Al Cl3 Aq plus 3 Cu S. D. Barium chloride plus potassium sulfate, barium sulfate plus potassium chloride. Answer: barium chloride plus potassium sulfate, barium sulfate plus potassium chloride. BaCl2 plus K2SO4 BaSO4 plus KCl. Balance the equation BaCl2 Aq plus K2SO4 Aq BaSO4 S plus 2KCl Aq. 8. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following and identify the type of reaction in each case. A. Potassium bromide Aq plus barium iodide Aq potassium iodide Aq plus barium bromides. Answer: potassium bromide Aq plus barium iodide Aq potassium iodide Aq plus barium bromide Aq. The chemical equation KBr Aq plus Bai2 Aq Ki Aq plus BaBr2 Aq. Balance the equation 2KBr Aq plus Bai2 Aq 2Ki Aq plus BaBr2 Aq. Type of reaction: double displacement reaction. B. Zinc carbonates, zinc oxides plus carbon dioxide G. Answer: zinc carbonates, zinc oxides plus carbon dioxide G. The chemical equation ZnCO3 S ZnO S plus CO2 G. Balanced chemical equation ZnCO3 S ZnO S plus CO2 G. Delta indicates heating. Type of reaction: decomposition reaction, thermal decomposition. C. Hydrogen G plus chlorine G hydrogen chloride G. Answer: hydrogen G plus chlorine G hydrogen chloride G. The chemical equation H2 G plus Cl2 G HCl G. Balance the equation H2 G plus Cl2 G 2HCl G. Type of reaction: combination reaction. D. Magnesia plus hydrochloric acid Aq magnesium chloride Aq plus hydrogen G. Answer: magnesia plus hydrochloric acid Aq magnesium chloride Aq plus hydrogen G. The chemical equation Mg S plus HCl Aq MgCl2 Aq plus H2 G. Balance the equation Mg S plus 2HCl Aq MgCl2 Aq plus H2 G. Type of reaction: displacement reaction, single displacement reaction. Nine. What does one mean by exothermic and endothermic reactions? Give examples. Answer: exothermic reaction, a reaction that releases heat to the surroundings, is called an exothermic reaction. Example: CH4 plus 2O2 CO2 plus 2H2O plus heat. Endothermic reaction, a reaction that absorbs heat from the surroundings, is called an endothermic reaction. Example: CaCO3 CaO plus CO2. 10. Why is respiration considered an exothermic reaction? Explain. Answer. Respiration is considered an exothermic reaction because it releases energy, heat, when glucose reacts with oxygen inside the cells. During respiration, glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Balanced chemical equation: C6H12O6 Aq plus 6O2 G 6CO2 G plus 6H2O L plus energy. 11. Why are decomposition reactions called the opposite of combination reactions? Write equations for these reactions. Answer. Decomposition reactions are called the opposite of combination reactions because in a combination reaction, two or more substances combine to form one single product. In a decomposition reaction, one compound breaks down into two or more simpler substances. Thus, the two reactions are opposite in nature. 1. Combination reaction. A reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product is called a combination reaction. Example: 2Mg S plus O2 G 2MgO S, or CaO S plus H2O L CaOH 2 Aq. To a decomposition reaction, a reaction in which one compound breaks down into two or more simpler substances is called a decomposition reaction. Example: CaCO3 S CaO S plus CO2 G, or 2AgCl S sunlight 2Ag S plus Cl2 G. 12. Write one equation each for decomposition reactions where energy is supplied in the form of heat, light or electricity. Answer. The decomposition reactions require energy to break down a compound. The energy may be supplied as heat, light, or electricity. A. Thermal decomposition, heat. When a compound decomposes by heating, it is called thermal decomposition. Balanced chemical equation: CaCO3 S delta CaO S plus CO2 G. Energy supplied, heat, delta. B. Photolytic decomposition, light. When a compound decomposes in the presence of sunlight, it is called photolytic decomposition. Balanced chemical equation: 2AgCl S sunlight 2Ag S plus Cl2 G. Energy supplied, light, sunlight. C. Electrolytic decomposition, electricity. When a compound decomposes by passing electric current, it is called electrolytic decomposition. Balanced chemical equation: 2H2O L electricity 2H2 G plus O2 G. Energy supplied, electricity. 13. What is the difference between displacement and double displacement reactions? Write equations for these reactions. Answer. Displacement reaction. A displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound. Example: Zn S plus CuSO4 Aq ZnSO4 Aq plus Cu S. Double displacement reaction. A double displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which two compounds exchange their ions to form two new compounds. Example: BaCl2 Aq plus Na2SO4 Aq BaSO4 S plus 2NaCl Aq. 14. In the refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution involved displacement by copper metal. Write down the reaction involved. Answer. When copper metal is placed in silver nitrate solution, copper, being more reactive than silver, displaces silver from the solution. Balanced chemical equation: Cu S plus 2AgNO3 Aq Cu NO3 2 Aq plus 2Ag S. 15. What do you mean by a precipitation reaction? Explain by giving examples. Answer. A precipitation reaction is a chemical reaction in which two aqueous solutions react to form an insoluble solid called a precipitate. Example: BaCl2 Aq plus Na2SO4 Aq BaSO4 S plus 2NaCl Aq, or AgNO3 Aq plus NaCl Aq AgCl S plus NaNO3 Aq. In these reactions, a white insoluble precipitate, BaSO4 or AgCl, is formed. Therefore, these are called precipitation reactions. 16. Explain the following in terms of gain or loss of oxygen with 2 examples each. A. Oxidation. Answer. Oxidation is the process in which a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen. Examples: 1. 2Mg S plus O2 G 2MgO S. Here, magnesium gains oxygen, so it is oxidized. 2. 2Cu S plus O2 G 2CuOS. Here, copper gains oxygen, so it is oxidized. B. Reduction. Reduction is the process in which a substance loses oxygen or gains hydrogen. Examples: 1. CuO S plus H2 G Cu S plus H2O L. Here, copper 2 oxide loses oxygen, so it is reduced. 2. Fe2O3 S plus 2Al S Al2O3 S plus 2 Fe S. Here, iron 3 oxide loses oxygen, so it is reduced. 17. A shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. Name the element X and the black colored compound formed. Answer. Element X, copper, Cu. Black colored compound formed, copper 2 oxide CuO. Balanced chemical equation: 2Cu S plus O2 G 2CuO S. On heating in air, copper reacts with oxygen to form black copper 2 oxide CuO. 18. Why do we apply paint on iron articles? Answer. We apply paint on iron articles to prevent rusting, corrosion. The paint forms a protective layer on the surface of iron. This layer prevents iron from coming into contact with air, oxygen, and moisture, water, which are necessary for rusting. As a result, the iron does not rust and lasts for a longer time. 19. Oil and fat-containing food items are flushed with nitrogen. Why? Answer. Oil and fat-containing food items are flushed with nitrogen to prevent rancidity. Nitrogen is an inert gas that does not react with oils and fats. It replaces oxygen inside the food packet, preventing the oxidation of oils and fats. As a result, the food does not become rancid, and its taste, smell, and quality remain fresh for a longer time. 20. Explain the following terms with 1 example each. A. Corrosion. Answer. Corrosion is the slow deterioration of a metal due to its reaction with air and moisture. Example: rusting of iron. Chemical equation: 4Fe S plus 3O2 G plus XH2O L 2Fe2O3 XH2O S. Example: iron rusts when exposed to air and moisture, forming reddish-brown rust. B. Rancidity. Answer. Rancidity is the process in which oils and fats get oxidized on exposure to air, causing the food to develop a bad smell and unpleasant taste. It makes the food unsafe and unsuitable for eating. Example: butter, chips, or fried food kept open for a long time develop a bad smell and taste due to rancidity.